What is going on, guys? JP here. Today we're going to talk about basic, affordable mechanic tools that you need to start your DIY career. So, if you're looking for really cheap, really affordable item, there is one place that you need to go for, which is Harbor Freight. This is for most of us that don't have a lot of money and we are a day-to-day type of person. So that's what we're going to talk about here. Really affordable stuff that will help you do your own maintenance, change your brakes, change your oil, and all the other stuff. So first thing that I like to always tell people is invest on a good 3/8 inch wrench, right? So a socket wrench. So this is good and it's also affordable. This is Pittsburgh from Harbor Freight. And as you can see, I have collected a lot of different sockets with it. And with this, you can basically do most of your maintenance on your truck or your car. And it's very helpful to have a 3/8 inch. Most of the time, this is probably what you're gonna need. And this is probably the first thing that you're gonna grab. Hence, that's why I have it on top of my Husky Connect, because this is my most used tool right here, this 3/8 inch socket wrench. Next to that is, of course, a box wrench. So invest on a box wrench because you'll be able to go to tight spaces with this. And as you can see, this is a little bit of an angled box wrench. And also this is from Pittsburgh, so it's pretty cheap. Harbor Freight tools are really good quality. Back then they weren't, but now they're starting to kind of have a better quality than what they used to. After box wrench, I highly suggest to go for something like a 1/2 inch wrench. So if you need more torque and if you need more leverage, a 1/2 inch wrench would help you. As you can see, I don't have a lot of sockets for my 1/2 inch socket wrench because I use it sometimes, and sometimes if you really don't need it, if you're in a if you're in a pinch, you can use this. And also, look, I have some bigger box wrenches. And then after that, basically that's most of what you need if you're gonna do some DIY stuff. But if you're looking to further do some DIY, which is changing your upper control arms, changing your suspension and all that stuff, you might need more tools for that, which I highly suggest to grab yourself some crescent wrench. So a 6 inch crescent wrench is really good size, but I have 6, 8, and a 10 inch. I think this is a 10 inch if I'm not mistaken. Yep, that's a 10 inch. This is also from Pittsburgh. Harbor Freight stuff. Really good tools. Right here at the bottom is just some miscellaneous stuff. Picking tool would be great if you're trying to get some dirt or trying to do some hose or valve stuff. Would be really good. And of course, a flathead and a Phillips screwdriver. A marker. This is probably the most expensive thing I have. This is some Milwaukee Ingersoll. And then a picking tool. Basically this is just, to take out those bolts and stuff. I forgot what they're called, but I've used this a lot and there's a bunch of damage on it already. But yeah, so that's it with like the smaller hand tools. Now we're going to talk about the bigger hand tools. So if you're trying to do your suspension or you're trying to do something with your wheels and tires, right? So a breaker bar would be a good investment. This is another Pittsburgh item from Harbor Freight, about $14.99, and this is a good breaker bar. If you need more leverage, you can go with the 25 inch, but this one is an 18 inch breaker bar. Next to that is a torque wrench. So if you don't know, there is torque specifics for every bolts and nuts on your truck or your car. I always say truck because I own a truck. but a nice torque wrench, or even an affordable one like this, which is 22 bucks, and it's really good. You just got to know how to calibrate it. You just got to know how to set it up to a specific foot-pounds, and you'd be good to go. Next to that is a brake caliper piston reset tool. So basically this is just resetting your pistons when you're trying to do your brakes, but it's really affordable. This is 25 bucks from Amazon. The brand is called Thorstone. But yeah, if you wanted to have it, you can. I just wanted to have it so I don't have to go to AutoZone to get a rent one of these. So that's why I just have this with me at all times, because I move a lot, and this right here is very helpful for changing my brakes. Next to that is of course you need a floor jack. But I do have a bottle jack. This is $30, and this will also help. And then a few jack stands, or you can use your tires as a jack stand as well. But this one is a 12-ton. Make sure when you're buying a bottle jack is that one thing that I've noticed is people just wanted to grab the cheapest. This is cheap, but it's 12-ton. So it's about 6 times the weight of my truck. My truck is, no, it's not 6 times, but you get the point. Try to buy a bottle jack that's beyond the weight of your truck or your car. And then also a rubber mallet would be a nice investment. This is a 1.5 pound rubber mallet. Really great for you. I use this to pound on I usually have my breaker bar, and then I pound on it to get some nuts and bolts or lug nuts loose. That's what I usually do. And then next to that, if you really are investing on tools, I highly suggest to go for power tools. So this is my power tool box, and what I have here are Ryobi. So Ryobi is made by Home Depot, I believe. So this is a impact drill. So this is very good to have if you are trying to break loose. If breaker bar doesn't work, if you don't feel like using your breaker bar, then you can use this to kind of break loose your lug nuts and all that stuff. And then a drill driver. So if you're trying to do modifications on your truck, drill some holes, this will be really good. And with that, we also have bits. So this bit is pretty cheap. I think this is like 20 bucks, and you get all this pieces right here. You get an extending 1/4 inch. With that, really great. All in all, this set with the two guns, I think it's like 170 bucks. So it's not really a big investment, but when you have this, life would be a lot easier replacing stuff, or putting bolts back and all that stuff. Then of course a glove. With gloves, you can go with the disposal. I went ahead and bought myself a $1.99 nitrile gloves that I can reuse to do oil changes and all that stuff. So yeah, very basic tool, very basic stuff, but that's about it. If I'm missing anything, let me know in the comments, but this is most of the tools that you need to do your own maintenance on your truck. You don't have to spend a lot of money if you're a DIYer. If you're a professional mechanic, then yes, because it's your job. But for me, specifically, I just do this for fun. That's why I have all these affordable tools, because this really isn't my job, and I just wanted to make sure that I know how my truck or my vehicle works, and I can do it myself when time comes that I need to do it myself. But yeah, that's about it for this video, and thank you so much for watching.